Hold on, I got some trash on my screen. That's more like it. Hello everyone, today we're talking about Titanfall 2 for a few reasons. First off, the game had received a few updates that added some security patches that made the official servers safe and playable again. But first, if you're enjoying this video, please leave a like, and for more news about Titanfall and FPS games, please consider subscribing. There's a lot of backstory and drama as to why we're getting these updates now, but the short version is that both Titanfall games had exploits in their coding, which allowed hackers to do just about anything they like, such as capture players' online IP addresses, slowly kill off active servers, and outright blacklist players from playing online whatsoever. This was so bad that Titanfall 1 is entirely dead, and Titanfall 2 was unplayable on official servers. The only way to play either Titanfall game safely for the longest time was through a third-party client called Northstar. For my COD viewers out there, the Northstar client is essentially Titanfall 2's equivalent to the Plutonium project and other similar projects to revive older COD games. But that's not all. These exploits did end up leaking into Apex Legends. A group of hackers found an exploit in Apex that allowed them to temporarily disable online matchmaking and send a message to everyone asking for Respawn to fix the issues in Titanfall 2. And honestly, that's only the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more going on behind the scenes, and for more insight on that topic, I recommend to watch the videos made by Upper Echelon. He was able to talk directly to a few people who were involved to some degree, and get as close as we can get to for now as to what actually happened. For this video though, Respawn revisited Titanfall 2, patched out those exploits, and even added a new game mode which equips every player with a launcher and gives off some old school Quake vibes. And going back into the game, it still does feel like a really solid game. However, there are some things here and there that feel dated and show the game's age, such as some recoil issues when ADSing, just the overall zoom while ADSing, and a few other things here and there, but it's still fun to drop back in though and get a few rounds in. Now the real question that we can dig into is, why did Respawn do this now? The first thing people are going to jump to is that this may be a cryptic way for Respawn to announce or tease a Titanfall 3. And on that same wavelength, others may see this as Respawn trying to get an idea as to how many people are interested in a sequel. Going in order, I highly doubt we'll get any kind of teaser or announcement of Titanfall 3 before the end of this year. I absolutely do want a new proper Titanfall 3 game, but with all the reports we've had in the past year or two, it really does sound like a Titanfall 3 game would be at the very least another 2 years away. And that is if Respawn has a lot of groundwork done and taken care of, and they're building on that foundation. With these updates though, I do have hope that we may hear something about a new Titanfall experience by May or June of 2024, which is the typical window of time where we get all these official video game announcements. As for whether this may be to see how many people are interested in a Titanfall 3, I don't think trying to revive a game released in 2016 is a good way to measure that interest. I do think it would be better if Respawn adds a limited time game mode to Apex Legends, since that is the most recent game and has the most players. Again, this would be to measure the interest in a new game and not just a one and done limited time thing. Alright, so the first part of this video is done, so what else is there to talk about? Well, the potential future and pacing of video games. What do I mean by this? When Titanfall 1 first came out, it was a game that people kept talking about. Although the player numbers were suffering due to being released at the same time as Call of Duty and other competitors, it still had enough influence and demand for other games to provide their own type of fast-paced and advanced movement. And fast-paced games were something of that era all the way up until 2018, where we started to see a lot more demand for something different. And the demand for those kind of jetpack games didn't last too long, and we now find ourselves in a sort of Dark Souls era. Maybe not directly with shooters, but there's no doubt that the slow and impactful playstyles that Souls-like and FromSoft games offer have leaked into other games. Games such as God of War, where the original games provided almost uncapped button mashing gameplay, to now having more weighted and punishing gameplay. And where a game like Jedi Fallen Order has more gameplay decisions that are influenced and similar to Dark Souls instead of previous Star Wars games that featured manic and power trip-like gameplay. There are still a few games out there that do provide fast gameplay, such as the Spider-Man games, but I do have to ask the question, would a new Titanfall 3 game cause another shift to faster gameplay? I personally doubt that whatever influence a hypothetical Titanfall 3 may provide, it won't have the same kind of impact today. For sure, a lot of people will take notice, and there will be more demand for that kind of gameplay. But I also think that right now, the game industry is large enough that most development teams will stay the course and keep making these more grounded and sluggish kind of games, or whatever gameplay style they prefer. That is, unless Titanfall 3 becomes a massive success and actually has a good launch, unlike its previous games. If we do want to see more Titanfall type gameplay, this game can no longer just have a cult following, but it must also have the numbers to back it up. Regardless, there'll be plenty of games out there that will provide its own unique experience. I just think that right now, too many games are relying on the Souls-like pacing, and not as much on the more relaxed and freestyle type gameplay that I grew up with. And that's what we have to talk about right now for Titanfall 2 and Titanfall 3. Let me know what you guys think about these gameplay styles and whether you do like the current day Dark Souls type gameplay that we see in other games, or if you do want to see a return to some more arcadey and fast-paced games. I'd also like to give a shout out to Sir Blackout for playing a few rounds with me and talking about the game, throwing some ideas back and forth. And if you want to stay up to date with news for FPS games, please consider subscribing to my channel as well as his for each of our own unique perspectives. So with that, I'll leave this off with some gameplay, and until then, I am Mr. Rain, and I'll see you guys next time.
Man, so like I posted on my fucking YouTube polls, I was just like, I was like, hey, like, you know, I need a little bit of help deciding what I want to do this week, and I put up like Shatterline and Titanfall 2. I had some fucking random dude just comment on my shit saying, go touch grass.
Like, I'm over here struggling to figure out like what game to
Right.
play, like clearly not grinding anything, go touch grass. Really?
Right. Bitch, if I wanted to touch grass, I would have. Man, the day that you can reply with like pictures on YouTube is the day that like things are gonna get really bad and really good at the same time.
Oh yeah. Just people roasting each other with GIFs all day long.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah. I was like, man, once Titanfall 3 comes out, I don't give a fuck where Call of Duty's at, man. It's not gonna be bigger than Titanfall 3.
Absolutely. I do think, especially if like they embellish on the like single player PvE and just make it a large experience.
Right.
It's not there's a whole lot less reason to be playing Call of Duty.
Oh yeah. If they can keep good server side support, man, yeah, literally Call of Duty is not gonna serve a purpose, except for all the kids that like pretend to have movement.
Yeah.
You know. Because like I don't know where this game initially failed, man. Because like I know that like Respawn was working on Apex Legends, and they kind of just made that their primary focus and completely just neglected the Titanfall community.
Right.
Which sucks, man. Because like I don't like Apex Legends personally. I just not a big fan. So for them to kind of just go all in on that instead of Titanfall 2, it upset me.
No, for sure. I was okay with Apex Legends when it came out, but then the reason why though is that it felt more like an arena BR, like kind of like what Resurgence is now. But then Season 2 came out with World's Edge, and like everything that you could do on the original map, you could not do here in on the second one. It's like, I don't want to just be chasing circles. And that's basically what Apex Legends turned into over time.
Yeah, it just turned into like a, you know, copy-paste battle royale.
There's still a lot of fun stuff too, especially with some of the arcade modes they got. But I'd rather just play Titanfall at that point.
Yeah.
Where did you go? Ah, man.
He's on the roof now, yeah.
Yeah, he's right next to me. And he got disintegrated.
Oh yeah.
Just completely dissolved right in front of me.
Yeah, homie's pronouns is now was and were. Oh my god, bro. Like those moments when you just dial it in and you just like you're just getting kills that like you couldn't even hit like 3 seconds ago.
Oh yeah. Like, progress, skill gap.
Right.
I will shoot someone out of the air eventually. I'm just waiting for them to like hit a wall. It's been working out so far. Ah. Oh, that's you.
Were you trying to shoot me?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that big blue blast on your shoulder or not.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's an enemy. I'm dead.
Damn it.
Excellent job, pilot. We got what we came for.
I just love that feeling whenever you kill the dude that just like jumped on the back of your Titan.
Yeah. Like, oh, you're gonna mess with me? Alright, hold on. Let me hit the eject real quick.
Right.
Hold my beard tight and out to get a kill real quick.
Alright, bitch. You want to take the...
Oh, it's personal now.
Right.
Taken out.
I'm just trying to hold out until I can get my Titan. Oh, fuck.
There we go. Finally got the kill on this guy up here. You and I were just having a battle.
Right.
You didn't want to push forward, I didn't want to push forward, we just kept picking each other.
Pilot stepped into the wrong
Right.
lane.
Man, I don't know if it's just because like I haven't played this game in a while and I'm like enjoying it for what it is, but like typically with like other games I get like really tilted and shit, but like I'm not even like really like bothered by this game at all right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's fast paced, it puts you back in the game, and there's so many
Right.
things to like learn and figure out.
Let's pick up the pace.
Yeah. Plus
General-
I think it's one of those things where just you feel like you're on an even playing ground, like no matter what you're using or like who you are.
Hmm. Oh, there are 3 Titans on the board.
Bro, there are 4.
Oh no,
Oh
5?
no, wait, never mind, 5. Fuck.
Oh,
dude.
no.